Tom Holland was just rushed to the hospital after a stunt went wrong.
A catastrophic stunt accident sends Spider-Man star Tom Holland to the hospital with a head injury. Shocking footage spreads like wildfire across social media, but this terrifying incident reveals a deadly pattern spanning Holland's entire career. Explosive controversies threatening his reputation and intimate secrets about his relationship with Zendaya that could change everything. The shocking incident and Holland's dangerous history of on-set injuries. Tom Holland has spent years defying gravity as Spider-Man, swinging through the air with the kind of acrobatic precision that has made him one of Hollywood's most physically committed young actors. But on September 19, 2025, at 10:30 a.m. on the set of Spider-Man Brand New Day, the man behind the mask experienced something that no amount of preparation could have prevented, a stunt that went horribly wrong. Tom nearly lost his life while filming Spider-Man. This wasn't a playful stunt gone wrong. It was a terrifying brush with disaster captured on camera. 1 second he was mid-air performing what should have been a controlled fall, and the next he crashed to the ground, his head slamming so hard against the set that production had to be halted immediately.
Tom Holland was just rushed to the hospital after a stunt went wrong. So while filming the new Spider-Man movie, Tom Holland cracked his head during a fall and is currently being treated for a concussion. Now, Tom's dad has confirmed that Tom will be away from filming for a while, and it's believed that this fall could set the production back by weeks.
Let that sink in. The face of one of the most profitable superhero franchises in history, the man Marvel relies on to sell tickets worldwide, was suddenly lying in a hospital bed, concussed, dazed, and temporarily out of commission. And here's the kicker. People close to the production admit this single accident could set the entire Spider-Man film back weeks, costing studios tens of millions. The morning of September 19th, 2025, started like any other day on the set of Spider-Man Brand New Day at Leavesden Studios in Watford, UK. The sprawling film complex, famous for housing the Harry Potter films, was buzzing with the energy of a major Marvel production. Tom Holland, now 29 years old and reprising his role as Peter Parker for the 4th time in his solo Spider-Man series, was deep into what would become one of the most dangerous days of his acting career. At approximately 10:30 a.m., Holland was performing what sources describe as a high-risk stunt sequence involving one of Peter Parker's signature acrobatic maneuvers. The exact details of the stunt remain shrouded in secrecy, as is typical with major Marvel productions, but what we do know paints a terrifying picture. The stunt went catastrophically wrong, causing Holland to fall and crack his head, resulting in what medical professionals diagnosed as a mild concussion. But Holland wasn't the only casualty of this disastrous stunt sequence. A stunt performer, believed to be a female double working on the same sequence, was also injured and required hospitalization. This detail adds another layer of gravity to the situation, suggesting that whatever went wrong wasn't just a simple mistake or momentary lapse in judgment, but rather a systemic failure that put multiple lives at risk.
I heard you accidentally got punched in the face.
Like if I was going to punch you in the face, you would vocalize it as well. You'd be like, "Rah!" That's when you would slip it. And in the Spider-Man mask, I probably couldn't see you right now. For some reason, the stunt double just forgot to make the noise. And he has this big metal sort of gauntlet on.
The severity of the situation became immediately apparent when emergency services were called to the scene, with the East of England Ambulance Service dispatching a vehicle to transport Holland to a nearby hospital for evaluation and treatment. The fact that an ambulance was deemed necessary speaks volumes about the concern surrounding Holland's condition in those crucial first moments after the accident. Production on Spider-Man Brand New Day was immediately suspended at Leavesden Studios, a decision that doesn't come lightly when dealing with a production of this magnitude. When you consider that every day of filming on a major blockbuster can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, the fact that Sony and Marvel executives were willing to halt everything speaks to the genuine concern for Holland's well-being. But this latest incident isn't an isolated occurrence. It's part of a troubling pattern that spans Holland's entire career, revealing a young actor whose dedication to authenticity has repeatedly put his body on the line in ways that would make even seasoned stunt professionals wince. Holland's reputation for getting injured dates back to his early days in theatre. During his time playing the lead role in Billy Elliot, the musical from 2008 to 2010, the young performer frequently dealt with injuries and illnesses due to the physically demanding choreography. He earned the nickname Sick Note from the crew because of his recurrent absences for recovery, dealing with everything from sprains and strains to general fatigue from performing. 8 shows a week. The transition to film didn't improve Holland's injury track record. During the filming of The Lost City of Z in 2016, Holland broke his nose during a physical altercation sequence in the Colombian jungle. Despite the pain and the need for on-site medical attention, Holland continued shooting, showcasing the kind of resilience that has become both his trademark and arguably his weakness.
Does Tom Holland do his own stunts?
I do, actually. I do my own stunts, but there are some stunts that I can't do. And then that's why I have my stunt double, Greg and Luke, who are incredibly talented. and have made some of the action sequences in this film, I would say, the most memorable Spider-Man sequences ever. So I do my own stunts, but I can't take full credit.
But it's Holland's Spider-Man career that has really put his body through the ringer. His first solo outing as Spider-Man in Homecoming involved intense wire work and flips that resulted in minor bruises and strains, though no major incidents were reported at the time. However, Holland later revealed in press tours that the suit's restrictiveness often led to chafing and discomfort during long shoots, suggesting that even when major injuries weren't occurring, his body was still paying a price. During the filming of Spider-Man Far From Home, Holland injured his back during a water-based stunt sequence in Venice, Italy. He described the experience in interviews as fantastic but painful, noting how high-pressure water jets simulating a battle scene caused him to twist awkwardly. The injury required physiotherapy, though production wasn't halted, a detail that makes the current production shutdown even more significant. The pattern continued with other projects. During the filming of Cherry in 2021, directed by the Russo brothers, Holland nearly bust his face in a scene, as he shared on social media. Co-stars noted his dedication, with many observing that he often pushed through minor injuries rather than seeking immediate medical attention. Perhaps the most telling insight into Holland's approach to on-set injuries comes from Spider-Man: No Way Home. Holland filmed scenes while dealing with what his father Dominic described as being all bruised, all blooded, from intense fight choreography involving the multiverse elements of the film. He also dealt with ankle issues from repeated landings during web-slinging. Simulations, problems that persisted throughout the lengthy production. Holland has emphasized his gymnastic background throughout his MCU tenure, noting that he performs up to 90% of his own stunts. In a 2022 interview, he admitted to frequent bumps and bruises, but credited his rigorous training with minimizing risks. However, the current accident suggests that even the most prepared and well-trained actors are not immune to serious injury when performing complex stunts. Holland has also discussed the mental strain of his work, including anxiety from high wire work, indicating that the psychological toll of dangerous stunt work can be just as significant as the physical risks.
So, day one of my first Comic-Con is done, and I'm glad to say it was a huge success, which is all down to you guys. So I just want to say thank you for coming today. Thank you for all your wonderful gifts, and thank you for your support and the smiles all around. I had a great day, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
The viral nature of the largely false footage claims speaks to something deeper about our relationship with celebrity culture and social media. Despite widespread claims about new footage of Tom Holland nearly dying on the Spider-Man set going viral, extensive searches across web sources, news articles and social media platforms have failed to uncover any authentic video of the actual accident. What we're seeing instead is a perfect storm of legitimate news coverage, questionable social media content, and the kind of viral misinformation that has become all too common in today's media landscape. Multiple reports reference a viral image shared on social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, claiming to show Holland post-injury, but the origin and authenticity of this image remain unclear. The love story that captivated the world and Holland's rise to stardom. While the recent accident has dominated headlines, it's impossible to understand the full impact of this incident without exploring the personal life and extraordinary career journey that has made Tom Holland one of the most beloved figures in modern entertainment. At the center of that story is a romance that has captivated millions and a career trajectory that reads like a Hollywood fairy tale. Tom Holland and Zendaya, two of Hollywood's most prominent young stars, have captivated fans with their on-screen chemistry and off-screen romance. Known for their roles as Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and MJ in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Spider-Man trilogy, their relationship has evolved from professional collaboration to a deeply committed partnership. They first met in 2016 during the casting and filming of Spider-Man Homecoming, where their natural rapport sparked immediate speculation.
I personally yet to see it. When can I...
You will see it when I'm ready for you to see it.
The new blood, get used to it.
The timeline of their relationship reads like something from a romantic screenplay. Despite years of denying romantic involvement, they confirmed their relationship in 2021, becoming one of the industry's most admired couples for their emphasis on privacy, mutual support, and low-key dynamic. As of September 22nd, 2025, the couple is engaged, with reports indicating a strong, stable bond focused on long-term plans, including marriage and family. The progression of their relationship has been carefully documented by devoted fans and entertainment media alike. In July 2021, paparazzi photos captured them kissing in a car in Los Angeles, confirming their romantic romance after years of speculation. Sources indicated they had been dating quietly for months, demonstrating their commitment to privacy even in the early stages of their romance. During the Spider-Man No Way Home press tour in late 2021, their chemistry was undeniable, with Holland telling GQ, "One of the downsides of our fame is that privacy isn't really in our control anymore." Zendaya echoed these sentiments, emphasizing in Interview magazine, "It's important to have a life outside of this." The support system between them has become legendary among fans. Most recently, following Holland's September 19th accident, Zendaya has been by his side throughout his recovery. Their appearance together at the Brothers Trust charity gala on September 21st, where Zendaya supported Holland as quizmaster for his family's charity, demonstrated the kind of partnership that transcends typical celebrity relationships.
Tom, who's your favourite actor in the whole world? You can say.
Liam Hemsworth is up there, man. He's great.
He's great.
In the Hunger
isn't he?
Games,
Yeah.
he's really good.
Any other Hemsworths that?
Luke Hemsworth's
Luke Hemsworth,
also
yeah.
super talented.
Yeah.
Super
And if
talented.
you-
But to understand how we arrived at this moment, we need to examine Holland's remarkable rise from a working-class kid in London to one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Born June 1st, 1996 in London, Holland comes from a creative British family that instilled in him both the work ethic and the artistic sensibility that would define his career. His father, Dominic Holland, is a comedian and author, providing Tom with an early understanding of the entertainment industry's demands and rewards. Holland's journey to Spider-Man began in the most unlikely of places, a hip-hop dance class. His natural athleticism and dance training caught the attention of a choreographer who was working on Billy Elliot, the musical. This led to his casting in the lead role, where he performed from 2008 to 2010, establishing him as one of the most promising young performers of his generation. The transition from stage to screen was facilitated by one of the most extensive audition processes in Hollywood history. Holland auditioned for Spider-Man all over the world, including in Ireland, Canada, Atlanta, and Los Angeles. The process was so lengthy and competitive that by the time 6 weeks had passed after his final audition, Holland had accepted that he hadn't gotten the part.
How did Tom Holland find out he was Spider-Man?
I found out on Instagram.
That's such a new age thing.
Yeah. I know.
I found on Instagram.
No, but for real, I found out on Instagram, and then I ran downstairs celebrating, and I said to my brother Harry, I was like, dude, I got the part, I'm gonna play Spider-Man. Because at this point, like, we'd come to terms that I hadn't got it, because I was told at the audition, if you get the part, you'll be filming on Monday.
Yeah.
And this was 6 weeks after my audition, so I'd sort of accepted that I hadn't got it.
The story of how Holland learned he'd been cast as Spider-Man has become the stuff of Hollywood legend. He found out through an Instagram post from Marvel, leading to a surreal moment where he ran downstairs to tell his family, only to have his brother Harry initially doubt the news because Sony had recently been hacked. When Kevin Feige finally called to confirm the news, Holland had to admit he already knew because Marvel had announced it on social media. Holland's approach to the role has been characterized by an almost obsessive commitment to authenticity, which partly explains his extensive injury history. Throughout his tenure as Spider-Man, Holland has been vocal about performing as many of his own stunts as possible, drawing on his background in gymnastics and dance to bring authenticity to the character's acrobatic movements. This dedication has resulted in some of the most visceral and realistic action sequences in the superhero genre, but it has also taken a considerable toll on his body. The success of the Spider-Man films has transformed Holland from a promising young actor into a global superstar. His portrayal has been crucial to the MCU's appeal to younger audiences, and he has become one of the most recognizable and beloved actors in the franchise. The films have grossed billions worldwide, with Spider-Man No Way Home becoming one of the highest-grossing films of all time. Beyond his professional achievements, Holland has used his platform for philanthropy and social causes. The Brothers Trust, his family's charitable foundation, has raised significant funds for various causes, and Holland's commitment to giving back has become an integral part of his public persona. His recent appearance at the charity gala, despite his injury, demonstrates this commitment hasn't wavered even during his recovery. The relationship between Holland and Zendaya has become a beacon of hope for fans who are increasingly cynical about celebrity relationships. Their emphasis on privacy, mutual support, and maintaining their individual careers while building something together has set them apart from many of their Hollywood contemporaries. Recent reports suggest they are actively planning their wedding for 2026, with Zendaya's stylist hinting that she's resting up for 2026. The controversies that have defined Holland's public image. While Tom Holland's career has been largely defined by his charming persona and professional success, his journey hasn't been without its share of controversies and public missteps. From spoiling major plot points to facing criticism for his response to sensitive social issues, Holland's time in the spotlight has included moments that have tested his relationship with fans and the entertainment industry at large. Perhaps the most famous of Holland's recurring issues has been his tendency to accidentally reveal sensitive information about Marvel projects. Holland has gained a reputation for accidentally, or seemingly accidentally, spoiling plot details from Marvel films, which has become a running joke but also sparked frustration among fans and studio executives. The incidents have been so frequent and problematic that Marvel executives have resorted to giving him censored scripts and having Benedict Cumberbatch monitor him during press tours.
If I'm honest with you, I actually know nothing about this movie. I'm not allowed to read the scripts because I'm so bad at keeping secrets. For this exact reason, I would want to tell you all the secrets, and I just don't know them. I know I play Spider-Man, who's a kid from Queens.
The spoiler incidents include some truly spectacular breaches of security. During a 2017 press tour for Spider-Man Homecoming, Holland revealed there would be 2 more Spider-Man films, spoiling future plans that hadn't been officially announced. In 2018, while introducing a screening of Avengers Infinity War, he indirectly spoiled Spider-Man's death by saying, "I'm alive," to an audience that hadn't seen the film yet. Most significantly, he spoiled Tony Stark's death in Avengers Endgame during a television interview, breaking one of the most closely guarded secrets in the MCU. The pattern became so problematic that Holland later admitted feeling guilty about lying in interviews to deny Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's involvement in Spider-Man No Way Home, even calling his mother because he felt so guilty for all the lies. While some fans find his apparent inability to keep secrets endearing, others have criticized it as unprofessional behavior that undermines the carefully orchestrated marketing campaigns that studios spend millions developing. A more serious controversy emerged in 2023 with Holland's role in the Apple TV Plus series The Crowded Room. In the series, Holland played Danny Sullivan, a character with dissociative identity disorder, and a scene in episode 8 depicted his alter ego engaging in a gay sex act at a club, which went viral and sparked significant backlash. Fans on social media, particularly Twitter, expressed outrage with comments like "Not my Spider-Man" and declarations that they no longer supported him.
Yeah, I'm very stressed right now because this is live, so I'm really just trying to sit on it and let these guys do all the talking.
Some criticized the scene's intensity and Holland's influence on young audiences, while supporters defended it as artistic exploration, noting that previous Spider-Man actors Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield had played queer characters without similar uproar. The controversy highlighted the challenges faced by actors who become associated with family-friendly characters when they attempt to take on more mature or challenging roles. Perhaps one of the most significant controversies surrounding Holland involves his response, or perceived lack thereof, to racial abuse faced by his Romeo and Juliet co-star. In the 2024 West End production of Romeo and Juliet, Holland starred opposite black actress Francesca Amiwuda-Rivers as Juliet. Following the casting announcement, Amiwuda-Rivers faced severe online racial abuse, including racist, colorist, and misogynistic comments. Nearly 900 black artists signed an open letter in The Guardian, supporting Amiwuda-Rivers and highlighting the misogynoir she faced. Holland faced calls to publicly denounce the abuse, with figures like Selena Jones and Arsema Thomas urging him on social media. Critics noted his occasional social media use for personal promotions, questioning his silence, especially given his relationship with Zendaya, a black woman. Holland's mental health has also become a subject of public discussion and at times controversy. Holland announced a social media hiatus in 2022 for mental health reasons, citing Instagram and Twitter as overstimulating and causing spirals from reading about himself online. He returned sporadically but quit again in 2023 after The Crowded Room, calling the shoot brutal and planning a year off.
How old were you when that first Iron Man movie came out?
I would have been 11, 12.
Yeah, so you were right in that wheel.
While many praised Holland's vulnerability in discussing mental health, some media outlets misrepresented his breaks as dramatic breakdowns, which Holland criticized as taking things in the wrong direction. The scrutiny of his mental health journey highlighted the impossible balance celebrities must strike between being open about their struggles and maintaining privacy. More recently, reports in 2025 have alleged maturity issues, causing problems in his relationship with Zendaya, with sources sources claiming Holland can be self-absorbed, though these reports remain largely unverified and based on anonymous sources. Additional criticism from social media users in 2025 accused the couple of silence on issues like Palestine, and Zendaya wearing jewelry allegedly tied to Congolese exploitation. The pattern of controversies reveals a young man navigating the impossible demands of modern celebrity. Holland has addressed privacy concerns multiple times, emphasizing the relationship's sanctity and expressing frustration with the constant scrutiny. In various interviews, he's spoken about the challenge of maintaining authenticity while being in the public eye, noting that privacy isn't really in our control anymore. The spoiler incidents, while seemingly minor, actually reveal deeper issues about the commodification of entertainment and the pressure placed on actors to maintain artificial secrecy around their work. Holland's apparent difficulty in keeping Marvel's secrets has led to speculation about whether his accidents are genuine mistakes or calculated publicity stunts. The truth likely lies somewhere in between. A young actor genuinely excited about his work who struggles with the artificial constraints placed on discussing it. The more serious controversies involving his response to social issues and his approach to challenging roles reflect the broader challenges facing young celebrities in an era of heightened social consciousness. The expectation that entertainers take public stands on every issue can create impossible expectations, particularly for someone who came of age in the public eye. The controversies surrounding Holland also highlight the generational divide in how public figures navigate fame. Unlike previous generations of actors who could maintain clear boundaries between their public and private lives, Holland's generation has grown up in an era where social media makes privacy nearly impossible and where every statement, gesture, or absence is scrutinized for deeper meaning. Perhaps most telling is how these controversies have affected Holland's relationship with his work and his public persona. His decision to take breaks from acting and social media suggests someone grappling with the psychological toll of constant scrutiny. His openness about anxiety and mental health struggles has been both praised for its honesty and criticized when it doesn't align with others' expectations of how such discussions should be handled. The recent accident on the Spider-Man Brand New Day set adds another layer to these ongoing narratives about Holland's relationship with his career and public image. The fact that both he and a stunt performer were injured in the same incident raises questions about whether the pressure to create increasingly spectacular action sequences is sustainable. Holland's history of pushing through injuries and performing dangerous stunts himself may be admirable from a professional standpoint, but it also raises concerns about the long-term sustainability of such an approach. The viral misinformation surrounding the recent accident, with claims of footage that doesn't exist and exaggerated descriptions of Holland nearly dying, also reflects how the various controversies throughout his career have primed audiences to expect dramatic narratives around his life and work. The eagerness with which false information spread demonstrates both the genuine concern fans have for Holland's well-being and the appetite for sensational content that often distorts reality. As Holland continues his recovery from the concussion and faces questions about his future approach to stunt work, the various controversies that have marked his career serve as important context for understanding the pressures he faces. His journey from a teenager performing in Billy Elliot to a global superstar has been marked by both extraordinary success and the kind of scrutiny that would challenge anyone's sense of self and stability. The support of his family, particularly his father Dominic's public statements about prioritizing Tom's health, and his relationship with Zendaya provide crucial anchors during this recovery period. Their engagement and wedding plans for 2026 suggest a young man working to build stability and lasting relationships despite the chaos of his public life. Ultimately, the controversies surrounding Tom Holland reveal the impossible balancing act faced by young celebrities in the modern era. The expectation to be authentic while maintaining privacy, to take public stands while avoiding offense, and to push creative boundaries while remaining family-friendly creates a set of contradictory demands that would challenge anyone. As Holland recovers from his latest injury and contemplates his future in action filmmaking, how he navigates these ongoing challenges will likely define the next phase of his career and public life. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.